I know why people stare at you. I know why people laugh at your name.
Oh yeah. From an undisclosed location in Tucson, Arizona, it's the 525 Records podcast. My guest today, none other than Eric Bush, aka E-Rock, aka Biff Pokeroba. We are listening to one of my favorite songs by a band called Pretty to Look At, who featured the fabulous Matt Fargo in addition to Eric Bush. And Eric, welcome to the podcast. How you doing today, buddy?
I am outstanding. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, player.
It's been, I can't believe it's been 5 years since we did the last podcast.
Yeah.
It's man, where does the time go? I was listening to Pretty to Look At all the way down here on the drive, and just remembering how awesome those records are. My Painted Masterpiece, which is what we were just listening to, there's a line in there that just lives rent-free in my head. It's, I know the fastest way to a Circle K. And I every time I go to a Circle K, I think about that line and how great that song is. What do you remember about recording that song in particular?
Well, I remember a couple things. One, I remember the story behind the song, and that's out of all the stuff that I did with Matt, that is probably my favorite. Like whenever I show people them, I always tell them that's probably the best song. My other favorite is the first song on the record, which is Procreation Takes a Lot More Time than something. It's called something that. Those are my two favorites. No, but I remember basically the quick story behind that is that Matt had written a really pretty love song about another girlfriend of his, and he met a new girl, and she hated that we played this other song, and so she basically was like, you have to write a song about me. And so he wrote that in like 30 minutes, which makes me hate him even more.
Right.
Yeah. He wrote that on the spot. And what's funny is he does not like that song very much. Correct.
That's crazy.
He thinks it's boring and basic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, do you know what are his favorite songs? I mean,
typically his favorite songs were cover songs. So whenever we played, those would always be his favorite. So he had a hard time liking his own stuff. He always felt like it was boring would be the word that he would use, which is infuriating. But
last time you were on the pod, you told this story about, I think you were playing a show or something, and like he's at the last minute decided he didn't want to do it or something like that.
It's every show we ever played.
Okay.
So we would at practice we would come up with like, okay, here's we'll play all these things, and then we'd be at the venue, right, like getting ready to go on, and then he'd be like, nope, I don't want to play this, I don't want to play this, I want to play this, and we'd end up just covering like 5 or 6 songs.
Wow.
So we had like a standard repertoire of covers that we would play for fun, and then he would like insist on playing those, which is fine. I mean, it's a funny story now, but yeah.
And this was in Salem, Oregon.
Most of our shows, I think all of our. I'd have to think back. I think all of our shows we ever played were in Salem.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna blow up his Instagram right now. This is Matt Fargo's Instagram, and big shout out, man. The guy's a fucking genius.
Yeah,
his lyrics are just amazing. It's when you're young, it's like you have this like crazy connection to like songwriting. Like I haven't written a song in 20 years. I've written some really bad songs. My good friend,
I think we all have.
Oh yeah. My good friend Seth Gibson did an album called Something Like Tragedy when he was like 18, and it was the same kind of thing, 4-track recording at home. And, the recording is not the greatest quality, but the songs are just absolutely amazing. And, I asked him about it one time, and he's like, yeah, man, it's like they were just falling into my lap. Like they were just coming from somewhere else. And, now he's grown. His kids are about to go to college. And, but that fire and spirit when you're that age, when you guys did that was, 97 to 99, maybe? Something like that?
And you're in such a different headspace, though. I think when you're young, you have so much more, like, emotions, like you're dating, you don't have a steady place to live often, you're going to school or you're not, you're figuring, so like, a lot of songs, I think when people are young and you just feel stuff more. There's all these studies out there too that back that up, right? It's like you're like emotionally locked into music that you listen to, I think between like 15 and 20, just because you're going through it. But yeah, on Procreation, I think he literally sings like I'm 19. Yeah. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, and every year, like we were talking about, every year that gets farther away. Right. And now I'm like, oh man, that's like almost 30 years ago.
Now, that's crazy.
But I agree. And also though, I think too, there's a certain charm to like, maybe you knowing less about songwriting and about music and being maybe not as technical at your instrument sometimes has better results.
I just think, Matt Fargo's lyrics on those Pretty to Look At records are just the melodies are incredible. And, he, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the main songwriter and you were primarily doing percussion. Like who did the piano?
That's all him. Okay. So he would, so basically if I remember, and some of it's hazy, but like for the most part, he would bring songs and be like, this is the song. And then my role, one, would be to add the drums to it, but then also I would help arrange it and kind of be like, hey, maybe we should do this part here, or maybe we should play this part slow or do this part fast. And that's usually what I contribute, like, especially like as a drummer. Like if I'm drumming in bands, that's usually where I step in, or I even do that when I like record bands. If I hear their songs, I can be like, well, maybe you should like repeat this part, or maybe like do this part quiet or this part here. And that's a lot what I contributed to those. But I would say like I would give him 90%, 95% credit on that. But yeah, anything instrumental is him. So what we did is on that one record, I get a guitar credit, but it's because I have a song on it.
Right.
And we did that part of our goal was that there was this is such a stupid story. There was a Built to Spill record. I think it's the first one. I think it's Ultimate Alternative Waivers, if I recall. And the drummer, Ralph, has a guitar credit. It just says drums and guitar. And we always thought that was really funny because we were like, why? If you have Doug Marsh in your band, why would you let Ralph play guitar?
Right.
And so partially for us, it was funny. So we put that song on there partially so I could have a guitar credit on the record or on the tape or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, big shout out. Matt Fargo, follow him on, check out his Instagram. He's got a lot of really, really great photographs. And I think they're awesome.
He's a very artistic dude. He's an interesting man. He also has some books on Amazon. At least he used to. He has some books that he translated, and he wrote. I think he wrote like a book of Japanese slang. So if you find him on Amazon, he's got some books on there as well.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's a man of mystery.
Well, it's really exciting. There's his name's David from Cascadia Archives. Is that correct? I'm gonna pull up the Instagram right now. Cascadia Archives. He's doing all these vinyl releases, hand pressed. One of the vinyl records is Pretty to Look At, Hostile Faction. I'm going to pull it up right now, and we are going to watch this. Check it out.
David from Cascadia Archives. This is a showcase of one of our limited edition lathe cut records. Now, a lathe cut record is a pretty traditional method of cutting into a piece of vinyl live. So essentially, you play the music and the needle is cutting into a blank piece of vinyl. Now, this method has been used for decades. In fact, it was one of the first ways that records were made. So Cascadia Archives has a series of ultra-limited, low-run pressings of what I would call under the underground, very local releases from bands that I have a lot of affection for, and I think that a bigger audience would really love if they had a little more exposure. The first release in this lathe cut series I'm going to tell you about is Pretty to Look At, Hostile Faction in the Land of the Rising Sun. Now, this is a release from a duo from Salem, Oregon, Matt Fargo and Eric Bush. They're a duo that blends acoustic and electric music with hints of Built to Spill and Elliott Smith smashed together with a kind of linking, snotty humor. Growing up in Salem, Oregon, we played a ton of shows together. This is another Salem, Oregon band that I also really want people to get a chance to listen to and spend more time with. This was originally a tape-only release from 1998, 1999. Only about 50 copies were made. It originally came out on Sly Records, which you should really check out. It's a huge wealth of information about local music from the Pacific Northwest. Let me walk you through this release just a little bit. All of our covers in the Lathe Cut series are hand-painted. So this was a stencil, this was all spray painted by me and my good pal Doug Hoffman. This one's cool because we managed to get some glitter into the titling too. On the back, you'll get this very plain Cascadia Archives with the catalog number. And then here you can see hand numbered and signifying what press it is. Inside, you will find a, again, polyline sleeve. So here you have it. This release is going to be black vinyl. And I'm not trying to give you a FOMO fear, but some of these lathe cuts are going to be very small run. They do well, maybe we'll do more, but for now, this is a very limited pressing. We're only going to have 30 copies of this. Here's a label featuring the guitarist, singer, multi-instrumentalist Matt Fargo. And here we have the wonderful Eric Bush on the B-side. This release will also feature a poster with pictures and stories. We have a good anecdote from Eric Alley, who helped record this record. So it's gonna have lots of fun information about this band, this release, and what it was like for the band at that time. So if you wanna listen to this record before it comes out, you can find them on Bandcamp. Give it a spin. You should know, we also have remastered this, so we've kind of cut out some of the tape hiss, but we've still kept it bedroom pop. And that is one of the most important things about this release. This is some really true bedroom pop. So, lathe cut, 30 copies only, hand printed, hand numbered, insert, only at Cascadia Archives. God.
I mean, that is cool as shit. You know, as a record label owner, and as you obviously are a record label owner, proprietor of Sly Records, you know, who's paying for all this shit? You know,
Cascadia Archives.
I mean, God bless them. That's awesome. I mean, 30 copies. Like, dude, I want to buy all 30. I mean, my goodness. That's so cool, though. Like, I just love that other people, like, are that into it that they would do that, you know. I mean, God bless you, Cascadia Archives.
Hell yeah, player. You just do whatever the fuck you want, huh?
Thank you. This is, I mean, I can't wait to get my hands on one of those things. That's so freaking cool. So who is Eric Alley? I don't think I've ever asked you about him, and how did he affect the recording?
Eric Alley is when we were in high school. So Matt and I have been friends since middle school. And he and Eric Alley were friends in high school, and they had a band called Lusty 36. Now, in Salem for a time, Salem-wise, they were a big deal. He was the first person that we knew that had a digital 8-track. Allie had bought, it just kind of worked out. Like, Allie had just bought a digital 8-track, and which was very new and cool at the time, right? And I know you had one as well.
And expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back on it, who wants zip drives?
Well, and that's the thing back then. I mean, I didn't know a lot of people that even had like tape 4-tracks, right? And so recording back then was a lot more difficult than it is now.
So the first Pretty to Look At, Matt does that all on his own.
Yes.
Onto tape. Hostile Fashion is
that's
tape?
The second one.
Is that the digital 8?
That's digital 8.
Okay.
So that we did at Eric Alley's house, at his parents' house, in his bedroom. So he just had a bedroom. We recorded, I shouldn't say it was all in the bedroom. We recorded the drums in his parents' living room, bless their hearts. So we set up the drums out there, recorded all of that. And not to bore any people with recording, but like
No.
Is this the podcast to bore people?
This is where we gear sled out. I'm not even really a gear sled.
I'm really bad at gear. So which is ironic because I've been recording for years. I have a label. I do a lot of things, but like I'm really bad at knowing what stuff is. But I knew that the digital 8-track was very unique and cool. We didn't have a lot of experience recording outside of that. So like, before that, Matt had this Walkman that he had bought, and the whole purpose of it is that, I think I told you about this before, you could put a tape of like a band in there, or you just put a tape in there, but it had a separate channel, so you could plug your guitar in, and then you could listen to the music, but you could play along
like
on
an
your
overdub.
guitar. Yeah. And Matt, since he's a weird genius, somehow figured out that, we can record multiple tracks on this thing. So it was a Walkman, but we called it the Magic Box. And so you could record a track, and I forget how it worked. You had to like record something, and then I think you had to flip the tape over. There was a method that he figured out. The problem is every time you did it, you lost quality, right? So
anybody that's ever recorded a tape knows all about that. You know, the more punches you do, the more bounces. It just, you know, it's limited. The limitation is what makes it such a great medium.
yeah, and it was all like you had to do everything in one take, right? So if you were going to record the drum track, it was like you just had to get it right. And then you flipped it over, and then you played the guitar for 3 minutes or however the song was until you got it right? So you couldn't like punch in, punch out or anything like that. And that's what he recorded. There's an album that he did on Sly Records called The Magic Box, and all of that's on there. I recorded an album on there that's on the website. It's not very good. But it was all just done in like my garage or whatever. And so that was kind of, so like when he recorded with Dusty, that was like, ooh, wow. Like you guys had like a 4-track.
I mean, those days where you're in the basement, you have no money, and you're lucky if you have a 4-track at all. You know, and it's really, the focus is so much on the creative side, the songwriting, the execution. The recording quality takes a total backseat to your creative ingenuity. And those are like, I listen to Pretty to Look At now, and I'm like, oh man, what if you re-recorded those songs in a nice studio and a professional setting? And I'm like, you know what? I don't think they wouldn't be any better.
I don't think they'd be as charming. Right. Yeah. And the other thing that like 4 tracks, it was like you could get a distortion by just turning it up, but it didn't have 85, effects or whatever. And so that was part of the challenge with the 8-track was, and I think we were really good about it, was limiting our use of those things. And that was always kind of I was always much more of a purist. So I was always of the argument that like we should record it like it sounds, right? And Matt, to his credit, was more like we have access to these things. And so I'll never forget, like I showed up one of the days that we did it, and he and Allie had finished the Procreation song.
Yeah.
And at the end, I think we used to just play a straight chorus at the end, and then it would finish. And they did this thing where at the end they cut out all the music, and then it's just the drums and Fargo, but they have him singing backwards.
You got me running handed time, but I keep coming back like rhymes. Explain to Eric said I'm just fine. Choice is mine, choice is mine. Last week I figured out that life is full of ironies, like trying to make 2 big old dead ends meet. I finally realized that I'm never gonna win in life, no matter how well I can cheat.
And I remember when they played it for me, he was like, please don't be mad. Please don't be mad that we did this. And I was like, no, it sounds cool, man. But he's right, because I probably would have, like, at that time, I was very bullheaded. I've become much more open to things like that in the years since. But back then I was like more of like a punk rock, like, no, man, it should be like true to the sound or whatever.
Oh yeah. Did you and Fargo ever like get into heated arguments in the recording process?
No.
Okay.
No, man. I mean, we were, the thing with him is like, we were very close, and we were both like, Salem's not a small town, but it felt like one at the time. And especially like pre-internet, I think life felt smaller. And so he was really one of the only people I knew that was into the same things as me, and vice versa. And so like we spent so much time together in those couple of years. Like we would go to concerts together, like just the two of us. So we spent so much time together, but I don't think we've ever had a crossword that I can remember. I mean, the closest thing would be something like that, would just be like, I think probably the biggest arguments we ever got into was like set list right before a show.
Never in the actual recording process.
Not that in fact, the idea of that is kind of funny to me. The idea of us fighting would be hilarious.
Yeah. I still can't get over that he doesn't like my painted masterpiece.
If you knew him, it would make sense. Well, and that's to his credit. He just, whatever I can't explain it. And it's not, I've known people like that do it kind of as a pretension or like for show, and he's not pretentious at all. He is who he is, and he firmly believes that. And that's what we would argue about. That was the one argument, is like that song, like before a show, he'd be like, I don't want to play that, it's boring. It repeats the chorus 3 times. And I'd be like, but it's a good song.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, no, we should just cover this Halo Bender song. I'd be like, oh, fine.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's, it's crazy. If you write, I've written so many songs and I'm just like, listen, I hate them. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Just, you pour your heart and soul into this song and then you record it. And at the time, it's like, that's okay. And then, 5 years go by and then you're like, I hate this song. I never want to play it ever again. And then like one of your friends, no, that's my favorite song. Oh man, it just drives me nuts. I think anybody that's ever written a song can kind of relate to that, So
I have a funny story about that. So Pete Krebs, who, if you don't know, people out there don't know, was in this band, a Portland band called Hazel.
Okay.
And growing up for us, they were like gods. They were these big time band. And fast forward a couple years later, and my brother Brad was living in Portland, and Pete Krebs was just playing at like the Laurel Thirst every Wednesday night. And he would just play songs or whatever. And my brother one time got up the nerve to go up to him and be like, he has a song on his second album called Madison that we always really liked. And he was like, hey, he's like, do you know Madison? Will you play that? And he was like, really? You want to hear that one? He's like, I love that song, man. And Brad telling the story, he's like, he was so like, really, like that one. But what was cute, what was charming is that every time he would go see him after, like he started putting it into the set. So I think it was that same thing. I think he wrote this song and maybe he's like, yeah, I don't like that one. But like it took like, and I remember the first time that I went to go see him, I may have had too much to drink and I was like yelling out like, play Madison. Yeah. And it's not, it's like a deep cut on like side 2 or whatever. But yeah.
What, another band that you guys are always talking about is Pond.
Oh yeah.
And, I'm like, I had no clue about Pond until we did our first podcast, and then I started listening to Pond. I'm like, wow, these guys fucking rock.
Oh.
There's another Portland band that I'm wondering if you ever heard of it called We're From Japan.
No.
Do you ever hear those guys? Mm-hmm. Oh man, dude.
What year are they from?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just incredible instrumental stuff, but.
Well, Pond, to tie it together, Matt and I were such gigantic fans of Pond. That's actually how we started playing music together. So like, before we would get together and just kind of joke around. So at first we wrote like stupid joke songs, and then we were like, we should be a Pond cover band. And so we used to just, which is tough because if you've listened to Pond now, there's a lot going on with like the guitar and the bass. Like they always play 2 totally separate things. So how Matt did that on one guitar, I don't know. But he would sing all the Charlie songs, who's the guitar player. And then if it was the Chris Brady songs, I would drum and sing those. And so we did that for a while. And then we were like, well, maybe we should try writing like real songs. And that's where we got to the Pretty to Look At.
So David from Cascadia Archives, he says in that clip, we played shows with those guys.
So that's Dave. So that's David Ballantyne from The Widgets.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
And when he says my good friend Doug Hoffman, Doug was the drummer in The Widgets.
Okay. And thanks to your brother, Brad, shout out, by the way, the most amazing archivist ever. There's actually, you can go on his YouTube channel and see these guys, some of these shows like Chopsticks, and there's just the fact that he kept all that stuff after all these years, and now it's online and you can see it. It's one of my favorite things about the internet is being, and what I do at 525, I call it a preservation society, because I, literally taking 4-track recordings that are languishing in a basement, remastering them, uploading them, so you don't have to have a tape deck to listen to them. You can just pop them if you got internet access. I just think it's so cool. But I've watched some of those widgets sets at Chopsticks on Brad's YouTube channel, and yeah, it's awesome stuff. Really, really cool.
We were lucky that Brad somehow bought a nice digital camera back then and then had the wherewithal to bring it around. Those years are so weird, right? The like 97 to like 03 is kind of this weird like analog to digital, but not yet like you had the internet, but it was like in your home. And so we were lucky that Brad had that digital video. It was funny, some of those shows, he would just set it up in the back and record the whole night, which at the time I was like, whatever. But to your point, 20 years later, it's so fun to watch those because you get to like see this like evening, right? And I get to see like, I remember him and I can't believe that she was there.
And
I see, like, all
remember
your friends.
I
right?
remember this completely differently. Like,
Really?
It's like facts in your face. Like you'll have a nice memory of a particular instant, and then you'll see it on video 20 years later, and like, oh man, I remembered this all wrong. I've glorified this moment
built
in my
this
mind.
huge thing
It
up.
was really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
We should probably mention the great Johnny Wockenfuss, who's your brother. You guys had a rap group together
Yes.
called CAC.
Yes.
And your brother and you were like this tag team, awesome duo of rappers. And I just want to show his YouTube channel. This is the Wockenfuss YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to go watch, for instance, CAC live at the Boiler Room, or my personal favorite, CAC at Bam's Halloween party in Southeast Portland, which is embarrassing, I'm sure, for Mark. It's just so cool to see this stuff 20 years later. And big shout out to your brother for archiving all this stuff. Do you live in St. John's?
What a stupid question.
Of course you do, you little Portland hipster. Why don't you come out and see Les Cash live at Slim's on Lombard Street? I'd say, it's supposed to be 7 o'clock, probably more like 8. So if you want to, show up about 9, I'd say that'd be about perfect. Come on out, Les Cash, performing all their greatest hits, like the recently released single on 525 Records called Be Here Yesterday.
I might even pray. That's what it takes. Get us back here yesterday, and it's looks like heaven.
Les Cash live at Slim's, St. John's, February 21st. That's a Saturday. Don't miss Les Cash live at Slim's.
'Cause I want you here tonight.
I mean, so let's talk. Yeah.
Well, but talking about the progression of the internet, like YouTube didn't exist, right?
Right.
There wasn't, and the idea, can you imagine in the year 2001, the idea of being able to watch a straight up video in like HD quality on the internet? Like
Dude, yeah.
flash drive was hard to pull off, right? And like pictures didn't load for like a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No, a single JPEG, trying to.
Well, so that's what I was talking about. Like those weird in between years is when we were doing stuff, and so yeah, we recorded those videos mainly just to our point, just for us, just to have. So we could. To your point, I never thought I would just have it at a fingertip that I could play it for anybody from anywhere. My only regret though is that we did get lazier about it over time. So like the shows that we have that are like full shows are like our first couple, which is we had not found our stride quite yet. And so I love that they're there, but I wish we would have had one from like a year later, like a full show of us like really doing it. There's a good audio one on the Sly Records Bandcamp.
I'm on it right now as we speak. I was gonna mention you have a Fugazi sample on a CAC song.
I have a Minor Threat sample. Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of that? I forget.
That song is called Bill Bixby. So my thrill was that Brad and I, long story, we had these guys that were going to re-release our record, and they were really paranoid about samples, and so they actually played that. They somehow got in contact with Ian Mackay from Fugazi or Minor Threat, and like, so I know that he has heard Bill Bixby.
Wow.
And he cleared it. I think it's the only time I ever sampled anything other than I used to do like wrestlers talking or like movie audio.
Not music.
But not music.
Right.
And the only reason I did that is because I didn't have any digital. I recorded all the rap music, all the CAC. I did that all in a digital 8. But I think there was a way to do it, but I wasn't smart enough to take a sample and be able to like shorten it or make it longer or like attach it to something. And so that was a sample. I listened to the record one day and I was like, oh, there's no drums underneath it that I would have to sync anything with. There's no other thing.
The quintessential sample problem that everybody has faced that ever tries to sample anything, clean drum breaks, right?
Right. But now, I mean, if I was smart enough, you can take things with drums underneath it and you can mash it and there's ways of digital. But like a digital 8-track, if you don't know, is basically an 8-track. Like it was just discs instead of a tape, but it's not like there wasn't like a visual component where I could like see the tracks and make them longer and like there is now. And so I literally did that on a Casio. It was a Casio SK4, SK3. But anyways, it was a keyboard like this size. And it had these little drum pad looking things. And basically you could talk into it and it could do up to like 3 seconds. And so I put it up to my speaker and basically sampled the one part of the bass and then the second part. So even on that song, through the whole song, I'm pressing the pad each time. So I had the do-do-do on one pad and the do-do-do on the other. And so I'm literally manually doing that the entire song. So it's not even like
I'm a minor threat
Yeah.
on the MIC, and I'm like a genius, cause you don't test me, underestimate me, and you get embarrassed, cause I'll be here forever like Robert Parrish. I'm like a sword, cause I'm coming with a double edge, one side that likes you and one side that says, if you step to be dog and say what's up, we'll offer you a warm glass, so shut the hell up, and I'm the greatest MC that you never heard.
I mean, dude, that's just a great beat, dude. You know, I love it. I can't get over, like, I can probably recite half that record lyrics to this day. You know, you should have seen our crew, like when you guys dropped that record in 02 or something.
I think it was a 1.
We were living in
counting
Portland, and Mark, our good friend, that was also featured in Cool as Cucumbers.
Who I'm going to call Bam because that's what I've called him for my whole life. Yeah.
He's on a few of these cuts, and he was the one that introduced us to that record, and you know, we played the hell out of that CD. It's just amazing how much retention I have to this day. Like I can hear CAC lyrics all the way front to back, you know, and I'm like, God, it's been what, 25 years? Like
literally.
How do I remember this stuff? That's the impact that it had. That record was so cool. I'm so glad you brought up the record label guys, because okay, so here's the situation, right? You've got a record label, Sly Records.
Yes.
You guys do the CAC record.
Yes.
It comes out. It's awesome. Some guys from Boston hear it that also own a record label, and they want to re-put it out. They're the guys that are worried about the samples and clearing. So, but one of the things I've always wondered about, okay, so CAC Cool as Cucumbers is the record that you guys dropped.
Yes.
They wanted to put it out in a certain way. You guys wind up meeting in the middle, and it came out as Simple Tricks and Nonsense.
Yes.
And so,
well, kind of, right? So it never actually came out. So and the key part too is like they came about like 2 years, like a year or two after the album. So Brad and I were pretty not sick of it, but like we were doing we were writing a new one, and we had, man, when we did the first CD, we just played that CD. Like whenever we would play concerts, we just played songs from that from a year, and we didn't write one new song in the first year because I just had like severe writer's block as far as like beats go because of limitations in my equipment. Like I just feel like I made all of those beats on this one keyboard, and so I felt like I used everything. So I didn't have a lot of good ideas. And so anyways, they came about they wanted to re-release it, which was really cool. I was more bullheaded and was more like, no, like we should do a whole new one. And so then it kind of, so there became this kind of, I don't know what the word you'd say, compromise that was, we'll do half old and half new. And so, we took that, had it remastered basically. And then for whatever reason, it never came out. And so Brad and I took those recordings and then basically did like a limited CD things that we sold at because we played and then we stopped playing, but we never really we didn't get to have like a last show. It just kind of ended. Yeah. And so a couple years later, we did a last show, and that's what we brought. That thing. I
was going to ask because I don't think I ever found out. Like, how did that whole thing fall apart? Like, and did you guys get any money for that? I mean,
no. So, like, the one thing that we did get, I mean, they did pay for like the remastering. We did it in like a really nice place, which once again, I thought was kind of funny because it did not match what world I was from, but also like what we were doing. And I had told them that, like they were like, no, we just want you to find the nicest place, like the most expensive place in Portland. And it was miserable, and the end product wasn't good. And so they ended up, and they didn't like it either. So my brother just knew a guy, and they paid him to remaster it. And that's the ones that we had. And so we had it. And then basically, so like they sent us, it got us close to, I have a pack of like promo, like they had a team, which was crazy working on. So they sent us like logos and all these like perspective art. And I have all that stuff. And it got to that point where they still wanted to do it. And then it just kind of never, just didn't happen. Which is fine because I felt bad. It felt, for me, like the world I come from, it felt wrong re-releasing to somebody like you, right? Somebody that you're like, I already know half of this, right? It felt like a ripoff. Their thing was like, oh, but it's going to be on a much larger, like they had like world domination visions. Like they thought they were going to make us famous, and they had this whole thing. And so that was their argument. They were like,
dude, this is what I love, is like seeing value in things that other people might not see, you know, like,
I didn't see it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And they clearly saw it, you know, but this is what I love about running a record, not running, but just archiving stuff and calling it a record label. You know, like when you go down the Sly Records discography, it's like, you know, crazy, awesome stuff.
Triple D, flying V like Gordon Bombay. Took a stay for the summer at the Wannabe Manor. Live the pirate time with Danny and Joey Tanner. Cut it out. Step over beats like a circle jerk, so they're wild in the streets. Fantastic, like the first sound by Wham. I can't go to sleep like the Wu-Tang Clan. Number one super guy like Hong Kong Phooey. John and Tanuki, pardon me, Patooey.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people listen to this and they go, what the fuck is this? You know? But like, it just, I don't know.
There's Bam.
Stuck in my teeth because my game was back in the day. I'm a smooth operator, but I'm no Sade. Got a little deeper voice and not quite as cute. But if there's nobody on my bed, well, I can knock my own boots. I mean, I'm tiptoe in slow mo for moto. Coming to clean, fill up my jeans, turn on the tag. Though before you even got time to realize it, you get fat for my rap. Now you want to supersize it. Have it your way, have it my way. I'm about to make it cool like the WA. Like Kevin Mitchell did way back in the day. I'm gonna hand this rapping and throw it to K. Guess who's at it again? Me and no spin for
KB the Quiet Storm.
Coolest cucumbers from a collective. We're calling all composers to be cool and connected. Let's make it known that this art is respected by those who choose to be unique and also eclectic. Now as a man with different methods, check how I bring the pain and say, hustle clown, no records, quick to reject this, aren't you? Then you want to know that will take more than honest for me to be a goner. Man, this industry is so clogged up.
So disgusting.
Dude, it's so good. It's so fucking fire, dude. It's so fire. Like, I mean, don't get me started on KB. This is a great segue. Let's call this motherfucker.
Damn. Yo.
Oh shit! Look who it is.
Where's he there? Oh, there he is.
Oh, look at this guy.
we just played one of your hot fire verses. If there's nobody in my bed, I can knock my own boots. It's like a battle to see.
Smooth operator.
But I'm no side A. It's like a It's like a battle to see who can rap the fastest. I mean, you guys, I don't know how you did it.
I don't know if there's any battle as far as being able to contain their breath and go the whole distance. That's Eric and Brad. They had the most work ever. they handled it brilliantly. So
I don't know. Everybody held their own for sure.
I mean, I agree with that, and everybody had their own distinct personality, which was fucking great as well. It wasn't just a bunch of every verse was, you didn't have everybody repeating each other, and it wasn't just about what so much rap music can be, especially even white guy rap nowadays. So I mean, it was super. It was just super clever, man, and something I'd never heard before. So I was super thrilled to be on it. So,
well, I remember at the time, Brad and I talked a lot about, and Bam, you and I used to talk a lot about rap music, like working at the record store, right? I mean, just ad nauseum. Yeah.
Yes.
And Brad and I would have those same conversations. Oh yeah. And one of the things that Brad and I always talked about was rap crews where you couldn't tell people apart. And so now we were self-conscious of the fact that I think Brad and I sound an awful lot alike. Right? Like
no way.
Oh,
No, you guys.
I think that's just in your guys' head, to be
Yeah.
honest, because you're brothers, probably.
Yeah.
But I could totally tell it. But yes, I see what you're saying.
But we loved like Souls of Mischief had extremely different voices, right? Like
Totally.
there's no mistaking them. Wu-Tang Clan, I
Right.
thought was the kings of that, where like there's
I was
10
just gonna
dudes.
say that they all sound distinctive.
Yes.
There may be a couple of rollovers where you're going, oh, I'm not sure if that's Inspector Deck or if it's but I mean, when you get to Method Man and Ghostface and
RZA,
Old Dirty,
RZA,
yeah, they all have their own super distinct voices that are
Dude, have you guys seen the Old Dirty Bastard documentary that just came out a few months ago?
No,
if it's brand new, I haven't. No,
it's freaking awesome.
No,
I tried to watch
Is
the
it?
show. I watched the fictional show about them, but I struggled.
I did.
Yeah.
I struggled as well.
Yeah.
It was a rough one, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like when it first started getting going, I was like, oh, this might be okay. But then it just, I just couldn't find anything to hold on to on it, man.
Me neither.
I was very much.
I felt too close to it.
Didn't grab me.
Yeah.
Too close to it. Totally. I mean, especially if you know a lot of the Wu-Tang story.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're kind of glossing over a lot of the good shit here.
When it opened, so it opens up with like Ghostface shooting up Raekwon's house, and I'm like, I know that didn't. Yeah, and I'm like, I know that didn't happen.
Right. That didn't happen.
So I'm already like, I'm out. Yeah.
I'm done.
So going back to that though, so like that was part of us. We were very not selective, but like, picky. So we were like, because we had, what was weird is we were doing these songs, we were doing these rap songs, and like I had people be like, let me get on there, and I'd be like, I don't think so. And then
who, dude? Let's name some names. Like who?
No,
you can't drop names. Dude.
But there was also people that I like purposely sought out because one, they had to be good at like rapping is difficult to do. I mean, at least I think I'll say this: it's difficult to do well, right? And
everybody can rhyme, but you can sound like an old man doing it.
Yes,
or you can sound like
or you can sound like you're making fun of it. You can sound
totally
yeah.
But there were other grains that they fell into, like the Buttery Lords grain. And it was like there were other bands there that fit with us. It seemed like that we were able to latch onto as well, and kind of feel like, oh, we don't have to just go out and be a solo act that performs just the CAC. Like we can have an opening act that fits still with us. So and the classic example being the Buttery Lords.
Yeah.
And I still love William Marble. He's fantastic. He was just at a show that I went to, but I didn't know he was there. And so, by the way, I just went to this guy last night.
Nice.
Did you really? Nice, man.
Yeah.
Where was that, Moda?
It was at the Moda, and it was fucking crazy, dude.
Oh, I bet.
Insane. I never seen the Moda so crazy.
Don't you guys think this whole story would make a great sitcom or TV show? Like you guys working at Warehouse Records and like trying to launch your rap group and like. I mean,
Actually,
I feel like we could sell this
in
pilot
in the early aughts.
Yeah,
dude, I would watch a sitcom strictly based upon Bam and I's experiences at the Eastport Warehouse. I wouldn't even need the rap group thing. No, just
need the rap group part of it.
No,
Holy
man.
Shit, dude.
Us working at a record store in a Walmart parking
God.
lot. Oh man,
the amount of stolen shit that we got that came into that fucking warehouse.
So
Insane,
many problems
dude.
there.
Just
yeah,
crazy. Sorry, I'm gonna smoke on the podcast, you guys. I hope it's not an issue for you.
100.
Just do whatever the fuck you want, huh?
He has sound drops now. 100.
Aren't
Dude,
they great?
Yeah, I've got 1,000 stories from that, but yeah, but no. But back to your point. I mean,
were you working the day that the guy threw me into the fucking front display and had his fucking screwdriver on?
I've never heard this story.
Was like, oh, dude, it was at the Eastport, Eastport Plaza, and Colin and myself and Shane were all working today, and some dude was roaming around with his big park on. He was loading up on fucking Playboy videos in his park out, right? And so my dumbass took one, right? My dumbass took one of the security tags that we put in the videos, threw it on the back of his fucking jacket, right? So he's gonna beep as he went out the door.
Entrapment.
So he exactly, totally. So he goes to go out the door and he starts beeping. He's you motherfuckers, you planted that on me. You put something on me. I'm what's in your pockets, dude? It doesn't matter. What's in your pockets anyway? He straight up charges at me and throws me into, you know how we had the center was where our spot was? Right at the front facing the doors. He just threw me in that front display, tackled me, and pulled out a shiv, like a filed down screwdriver. And Colin came up, and instead of helping me, he went and held the doors closed so the guy couldn't leave. And
that's the worst play.
Worst plan ever, dude. And and then Shane is nowhere to be found. And apparently he'd run into the back to go and call the police, right?
Okay.
Instead of helping out in the front. so anyway, dude. Nobody got stabbed, but the police showed up right away. Guy got arrested and told me that he was going to find me and kick my ass at some point. It never happened. But yeah, that was one of the big.
That's a day in the life
times
of the Eastport
I'm
warehouse.
telling you, man. We got to write a pilot, dude. We can sell this motherfucker.
I mean,
this would be a great.
We could just have an episode of us chasing people around a parking lot.
The cool story I tell there is also about Shane, where he's the hero, though. So this was our manager, Shane, and Shane had, I think, been around the block. Shane had seen some stuff, right? So like
I think so too. Yes,
yeah,
totally.
Shane did not have fear in his body. And Bammer, I don't know if you were working this day. This is like vivid in my mind. It was straight out of a movie. This car comes ripping into our parking lot, and you could park right in front of our glass doors, right? So this car comes like screeching in and screeches right into that spot, and the windshield is like busted. And then this other car comes ripping in right after it, and a girl gets out of the car with a busted windshield, and this other car comes ripping in, and a guy gets out, and all this happens within like 5 seconds. Shane looks at me, pulls off, he literally grabs his lanyard and just goes, "I'm on break," and then just went outside. And went out.
This dude was coming to kick her ass or something.
Yes,
right?
and Shane went out there and got into this guy's face and like scared this dude away. And we were all sitting there like,
"Oh my God, Shane!"
Shane had zero reaction time. Seriously, just saw thing A, saw thing B, was like, "I'm on break," and then just walked straight into danger, dude.
Oh my God, dude.
But stuff like that happened
amazing.
all the time there, man. We were in a Walmart parking lot on a not good part of, it was on, what's that called? Is it 82nd?
82nd and Holgate. Yeah.
82nd and Holgate, which I don't know what it's like there now.
Oh, it's much worse now.
Okay. It wasn't great back then.
Today it's a straight up zombie land apocalypse.
Yeah,
just for context, the Walmart has closed.
It's that bad.
And left.
Okay.
They closed a Walmart.
That's how bad it
is. Yeah.
So across from us, I feel like we called it the like trifecta or like one-stop shopping or something, but across from us there was a liquor store. It was a complex. And it had a liquor store and it had a pornography shop and a strip club all within one.
I frequented all three. Because
it's a one-stop shopping.
We lived at 75th and Holgate.
Yeah, I lived at 60th and Holgate.
Yeah, it's right up the road.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's awesome, you guys. Man, it's been awesome taking a walk down memory lane with the CAC days. Those were such great times.
Yeah, and, thank you.
The records just get better and better. What's
I have to ask Eric really quick.
Yeah,
if there are any hip hop acts he likes nowadays.
Ooh.
If times have changed at all, and if there's anything out there that you have gone, I'm into this guy now.
You know, I would love to say I'm trying to think. I definitely still listen to new rap music. I would say a majority of it is by people that I used to listen to. I know like Ghost just like released a record. Method Man is still putting out stuff, right, like that kind of stuff.
Got you. So you're more into the older guys seeing what they're doing now then.
Yeah, I think I would have trouble at this point in my life listening to a 20-year-old and relating to it. I'll put that on you though. Are there new rappers that you're into?
There are.
Well, let's hear them.
I guess if I'm going newer music though, I do like DaBaby. I am a DaBaby fan.
Of course you are.
I like Gucci Mane.
All right, cut his mic. Get him out of here.
Dude, there's
DaBaby. You get on out of here.
Dude, there's a few DaBaby songs that are really fucking good, man.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
But just as a new album, did you listen to Mount Westmore?
No.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
No idea.
the E40 Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, and Too Short.
No, that exists.
Collaboration they did. Oh my God, it's amazing, Eric.
All right, I'll
go check it out. Dude.
I'll listen to that.
Mount Westmore, yeah.
All right, point bam.
I know you won't. You won't think it's amazing. Wait, how come Wockenfuss didn't put out a Halloween song this year?
He did. Just like it literally, he did it. I think he put it out. It was like the day before Halloween. He didn't promote it very well. He posted it once. I know.
I didn't even see it.
I missed it too,
dude.
I missed it too, and I'm his brother.
His discography is so
it's
big.
on my label, and I missed it.
That's fucking insane.
And she's driving through the city, having tons of fun. On the run from a scrum of angry nuns with guns. So when you're through wasting time at your Bible camps, Maggie's got a trance that can light up your pants. Smoke so dense it envelops the bed. Got your soul stolen, now you're shriveled and dead. She's laughing off hockey sticks to the grill. Go ahead and test the devil, watch you all get killed. Purgatory sent a chaser and his boss invention. He's spitting game all across dimensions. Looking like she's harmless, it's not ending well. You're hooking up with darkness, girlfriend from hell.
Are you enjoying this, Carl?
Wow, I never knew it was. Yes.
I'll try to actually promote our label here. So Wockenfuss puts out a Halloween song pretty consistently every year, and so he typically watches. He's another guy. His movie collection has gotten pretty impressive. He has a lot of old VHS.
Has he gotten crazy also?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the bug.
Last year it was about Night of the Demons or something, wasn't it? Last year, Night of the Demons?
So he always picks some random old horror movie, and then he'll pull a lot of samples from it, but then he almost always puts in like a rap in it, and it's usually about I haven't talked to him about it too much. You know what it always reminds me of? It reminds me of back when at the end of the movie they would have a rap song about the movie over the ending credits.
Yes, yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Resurrection.
Yeah, it's like Monster Squad has that right at the end where there's a rap song about the Monster Squad. Yeah. Totally. And that's what his Halloween songs always remind me of. That's what they always sound like to me.
Yeah, because I'd almost say that they're like a rap Wikipedia of the movie. You know, yeah. He rhymes the description of what's happening at the movie. It's fucking great. I love it.
Dude, and his videos are so good. It's like, it's so fun to watch that shit.
Well, I don't know when this will come out. Well, I don't know. Yeah, so he does all the music videos. I don't know when this will come out, but he also has 2 outstanding Christmas songs that are out there.
Oh.
So he's got what's the first one called? I can't remember what the first one's called right now, but it's about making homemade gifts for Christmas. And there's a great video out there. Onug has a guest appearance in there.
Really?
And then there's another one that has a lyric video, but it's called a DDT for Christmas. And the whole concept of the song is Brad's going to come around and give you a DDT for Christmas.
Give everybody a DDT.
Yeah.
Love it. Just knocking on your door.
That's the exact concept.
With the answers. That's amazing.
He's going to catch you at work.
There needs to be a video for that, too.
It's great, man.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh
so look those up. So those, I believe those are under the Wockenfuss name, because he also has an album. Brad, he has an album under the name Sticks Downey from a couple years ago.
That's some of my favorite shit.
Yeah, and that was technically a group. So that was like, he is Wockenfuss. Our friend Joe, who was Al Bumbry in the CAC and crew, he played bass on a couple of our songs.
Fantastic bass player.
Amazing bass player. So Joe put all the bass on the Sticks Downey album. And then I forget, there was a singer that Brad was hanging out with at that time. So that was Sticks Downey, but it's all Brad rapping. And then Wockenfuss is the stuff he does now, which is just all him. I think he did like for Sticks Downey, he did like most of the beats, and Joe did all the bass and some other stuff. And then they had a singer, but
when you guest appear on a couple of the Sticks Downey songs, it's like that was like the latest CAC record, a little glimpse of what it would have been like.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's just different, right? So like the music, the beats that I produce are just so different than what Brad does. Brad's beats sound real, right? They sound like mine. I don't know what mine sound like, but I know they're not normal. But like Brad sound like actual rap beats.
It's like 80s futuristic rap beats. Like what the 80s imagined music rap would sound like in the future.
And you know, it's tough because, you know, man, like when you make something, you have no frame of reference for how people hear it. So like,
gonna hear it totally.
Yeah,
yes.
And like half of it's just because of what I had, right? Like I had Bam remembers I had this keyboard called a DJX, and that's what I made the whole first album is off of that. I played guitar and bass on it, and I had a couple sample things, but like I didn't have a sampler or any way to repeat anything.
Yeah.
So like I made it sound like I did. So if there's like a piano loop, I'm just playing it for like 3 minutes, just over and over.
What we call the hard way.
Yes. And then what you heard that's different on the second one is that because my writer's block was that I had no more beats from that DJX. I'd used all the good ones. And so Nate found this little drum machine. It was this little green drum machine, and that's where the better sounding drums come from on the second one.
Yeah.
And I would just make those up. Okay. And being a drummer helps, right? But I would make those up, and that I could actually I could sample, or I could make a beat and then press play, and it would do the whole thing.
Dude, those drum sounds and those samples, they hold up today, man.
They sound better, I think, on the second one. Yeah,
they just hit, dude. Like for the time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really good. It sounds good even today, you know.
Well, Bam's not wrong. I just happened to be really into 80s music at the time. So like Antarctica did not start off as a rap beat. That was me just messing around trying to make like a Flock of Seagulls song. And then, I did not purposely put a keyboard solo in the middle of a rap song. That was just it was the song I made. And then I was like, we should rap over it instead. And then we were like, well, let's just not rap over the keyboard solo.
Let's keep that solo part there. It's great, dude. I love it.
Happy accident.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta actually get bouncing, you guys. This has been amazing though, Eric. I'm fucking so happy that I got to talk to you, man.
Yeah, it's been amazing reliving the glory days here, and thanks for joining the pod for a brief phone call.
Real quick, can I just say, Bammer, I still watch that music video of you all the time. The one where you're in the pool, in the hot tub.
Yeah,
I love that song, man.
Video.
Yeah,
I love it, dude. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I love it.
So
I play it for people and everything. I'm like, I know that guy.
That's great. That was so weird and so fun though. I'm so glad somebody enjoys it. Still, dude.
It's a great song, man. That's a great song. It's a ripper.
We're gonna plug it all for the rest of the podcast. Mark has a great band called Less Cash, and we're gonna talk a lot about it. But thanks for joining the pod. It's been awesome. The CAC days are amazing, and the great Mark Breitenbach.
See you, Bam.
Bye, brothers. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
All right. Well, that was awesome. That was the great Mark Breitenbach, Bam, as we know him, part of the CAC days. And just not to do a little shameless self-promotion here, but we are very excited. He's got a band called Less Cash, and 525 is we're in the final stages of mixing the new record. It's turning out really good, I think.
That's what it takes. Get us back here yesterday, and it's looks like heaven. But you there in that light, and I'll stop short of trying, 'cause I want you here tonight. Another 100 feet and it's all we've got.
Hard to imagine the same guy doing the CAC raps, but man, yeah, he's prolific in his musical ability. What can we say?
From knowing Bam, it's always funny for me to hear him sing, because you're right. It sounds like a totally different person, but yet the same guy.
Hey, how you doing? Elliot here, 525 Records, and my cat Simone. I hope you're enjoying this episode of the podcast. I mean, after all,
this is so much better than watching a porn video.
It's not better than having a cute little kitty on your lap, though, is it? No, look at this kitty. Look at this little kitty cat. If you haven't done so yet, head on over to 525 Records. What's that? Head on over to 525records.com for all your favorite 525 stuff. All the artists are there. The new Less Cash single we just put out, it's called Be Here Yesterday. It's hot fire. The new Andrew Leach record that came out last July, it's called Sentimentally Ill. It's also hot fire.
Oh shit, here we go.
And if you can, head over to the store. We have the Robert Bruce Burnham vinyls. They're still for sale. I think we're down to like the last 20 copies or so. I mean, they're going quick. So get one before they're gone, I mean, is all I can tell you. And if you do buy the record, I will personally hand package it with bubble wrap. And I guarantee you what you would in the mail is much greater to the $20 that you spent on the record. So yeah, buy one, because you're going to get one hell of a care package in the mail. 525records.com for all your favorite 525 related things. Everything's for free. You know, maybe you can't afford Apple Music. Maybe you can't afford Spotify. All the music is free on the website. All the episodes of the podcast up there on the website for your listening pleasure. Everything that we do, hot off the press. For instance, the new Les Cash single right here, and the new Andrew Leach record, Someone Wheel, also right there. All kinds of great stuff. 525records.com. And now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Oh shit! Here we go.
It always blew me away, the cardio involved with the CAC project. Yeah. You know, you guys were rapping live. It was so quick. You'd run out of breath sometimes, you know, and it just was like a workout, you know. That's how fast it was. And then I saw this recently. It reminded me of you guys running out of breath sometimes. It's Marky Mark on the Arsenio Hall show.
Oh man,
doing Good Vibrations, and probably going to get a copyright for this, but I don't care. I'll nuke it in post if I have to.
Is he by himself?
Yeah. It's his brother Donnie was doing promo for him. This is hilarious to look back on. Talk about how things age horribly.
Marky and the Funky Bunch.
But watch him run out of breath.
Oh, he does run out of breath.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah, check it out.
Wockenfuss used to do a really good karaoke of this.
Dude, somebody put in the chat, you know, this song would have been nothing without, I think her name's Loretta, something like that. Watch him run out of breath.
Well, in his defense, he's doing a lot of dancing.
Yes. Here we go. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. I've been there, man.
Yeah. I'll try to keep this to a minimum so I don't get copyrighted, but.
Well, I was always so lucky to have another person on stage, right?
Yeah,
backup. Yeah, you need it.
I mean, talk about how time ages things. Like, dude, this is so crazy to watch. But he says, you know, 91 all the time in this song. Yo, coming out for 91.
I do love the era of the hip hop dancers, though.
Everybody's in cross colors.
Yeah.
Oh, breakdown. So out of breath.
Yeah,
he's so out of breath. But, you know, props to him. At least he's doing it live.
I was just going to say, I'm giving him, I mean, they're not lip syncing. He doesn't have a hype guy, which he should.
There is a hype guy, actually. You'll see him at the end.
He's doing a terrible job, then.
Well, he doesn't even come on stage until the end.
But a hype guy, I mean, he should have somebody. You gotta have somebody giving him some, like, finishing his lines and stuff.
Oh, yeah. In that sense, it's not a hype guy, but a guy comes out, you'll see it, he comes out with a microphone, like, what the fuck? Where was he all the whole song? I wonder if she's lip syncing. I don't. Lolita, that's her name. Yeah. R.I.P. I think she's lip syncing.
She might be. If not, she's really good at jumping and not losing her.
She's so good that you can't tell. I mean, there he is. There's the hype guy.
So where have you been the whole time, man?
Who does that look like? Look how awkward he is. What do I do here?
Yeah. Why does he have a mic? See,
how great is that?
I always laugh at stuff like that, or at least think about, because like they went through the effort of giving that gentleman a microphone,
right?
Like when the sound guy was like, "How many mics do you need?" He was like 2, and then that guy would have had to do a sound check, right?
Totally.
I mean, this is for a nationally produced TV show, and then I always think of the poor sound guy that's like, "Why did I do all that work? This guy just came out and said one line."
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And why was he out there helping? So yeah, I could never, and Brad would agree with this, Wockenfuss, I don't think either of us could have pulled it off
without
on stage alone. No, man. If you hear like if you watch the live stuff, we got better at it as we went to, like, so that the live at the Tonic captures a lot of that of us finishing each other's lines, and it really is for that purpose, is so you can get a breath in when you need it. And sometimes you like give each other a look of like, I need it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because there are rappers that just play, like I'm not necessarily like a DMX fan. I don't enjoy his music, but I enjoy him, if that makes sense. Like, I respect that guy. Played stadiums by himself with one mic, and I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
It's so impressive. And there's a couple other guys out there I know that do that just walk out there by themselves. And I saw there's this great Canadian rapper named McEnroe, and I saw him come through town and play by himself on stage. And at least the way I rap, I couldn't do it. There's no way.
Yeah, totally. I mean, also like forgetting. I remember you telling me this story one time. Like sometimes you'd forget if you just had the first line.
Yes,
that's all it would take. You'd be off to the races. You know.
Well, like we were talking about off mic, it's almost like it's a programming, right? And so like once you get it, then it unlocks the rest of it. But yeah, I can't tell you, every show there'd be a couple songs. There would be one at least every time where I'd look at Brad in a panic and be like,
"What's the line?"
Yeah, and luckily over time he got to know the look, where I would just kind of like, song would start and I'd be doing this, and all of a sudden, your brain realizes you don't know what you're doing, and then you look at him and he'd be like, I can't even think of one right now.
Yeah.
I can't even think of a first line of one of our songs. That's how bad I am. But once it's in there, I can still do it. Is this from Chopsticks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Listen to that crowd.
Is that our first show? Is
packed.
that?
Yeah. Packed Chopsticks. Oh man, that's great, dude. So in that video, you're wearing a Corey Feldman t-shirt.
Yes.
And
you
have this I think the way you say it is like unabashed. It's not like a joke. Like you're actually a Corey Feldman fan
from the get. Yeah.
Is that accurate?
That is accurate. Yeah. Because I grew up in the time, I was of the age where he was famous, right, when I was young. And so still License to Drive is still one of my favorite movies ever. So most people, so it's funny. I am not as big of a fan of The Lost Boys as most people are. I'd love that movie, but that's not my Feldman linchpin. I was more of a License to Drive kid, and I would think I'm in the minority where I really like Dream a Little Dream, and that movie gets, rightfully so, some bad marks. It's not the best made movie. It just has a soft spot for me. But I also just kept following him. So because I don't know if anyone's listening doesn't know who I'm talking about. Corey Feldman, in a nutshell, is a very famous teen actor for a short period of time, right?
It's hard to imagine anybody that doesn't know who Corey Feldman is, but yeah, you're right.
People did well, and I talk about him, and I think he's had a resurgence now. But I was talking with somebody the other day about there are some celebrities that cross generations, and then there's other celebrities who are really famous to people in a set age group that just don't follow along, right? So like, I think of like Montgomery Clift as a good example of that for like people of an older generation. Like film nerds know who he is now, but he's not on the level of like Humphrey Bogart, where he's just like this ubiquitous, like everybody knows who that is, or Marlon Brando, but he's of that same time and he was equally as famous, right?
Yeah.
And so Corey Feldman, I think, kind of fills that, where he was really famous, I think more famous than some people now know that he was. But then like one day he wasn't, right? Yeah. The Coreys are like the hair metal of actors. It was like Motley Crue was gigantic, or like Cinderella, Motley Crue, all those bands were huge. And then it was like one day
just ended.
Society woke up and it was like, and people try to claim that didn't happen, but like we were alive then. Like when Nirvana came out, it just kind of reset everything, at least in my world, right? Yeah. Where those guys like Motley Crue went from playing stadiums to like all of a sudden having trouble filling stadiums, and then going and playing house shows, and they've come back obviously, but like in the 90s, they were pretty dead after being massive. And Corey, Haim, and Feldman, I would kind of equate to that, because like they were of a time, and then all of a sudden like society changed and they could not change with it. Coupled with Feldman he got busted for drugs like in 90. So like right around like that time that the world was changing, he got locked up and had some trouble. And so when he kind of got his stuff together, he was like, went from being this star to being this like unwanted person, but he kept making movies. And so back in the day, I used to be really fascinated with actors like that. So like early when I was collecting movies, I would collect Corey Feldman and Haim movies, and just to see like, what does that look like? Like when you go from being really famous to not overnight, like what does that look like? Same with like Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah.
Right. So like she's in Rocky IV and Cobra, and then immediately is just making like C-level movies, but she kept acting.
Are you familiar with the Tale of Two Coreys, and the documentaries that have come out in the last few years and all that? And then I'm bringing this up because he was just on tour last year, I think maybe this year, with Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
And so, half of the audience is sort of going as almost like a joke. Yeah. And then the other half is like actually there, unabashedly into Corey Feldman, but I just wanted to get your thoughts. And did you go out and see him on this tour?
No.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't know. I mean, I can't think, to each their own. I honestly can't think of a band I would rather not see than Limp Bizkit in any way, shape, or form.
So harken back to CAC, the Antarctica is Brad specifically references Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit. It's like everything that's wrong with the rap industry.
Well,
what are your thoughts? Corey Feldman on tour with Limp Bizkit. I thought
so. I think there's a couple ways to look at it, right? I think Corey Feldman had a really hard life, and I don't think anyone can take that away from him. That like, he had even though he was a famous child actor, like nobody's arguing that bad things happened to him and that he's had a hard life. I don't know if I believe all the things that he says, because some of them are pretty outlandish, but that's a product of his life, right? And I enjoy his movies. I love them. He's a hard person to like sometimes. Like he doesn't help. Like he's a known kind of misogynist. Like the last time I saw him was when he was touring with like Corey's Angels, and he had, and like that was really tacky.
Yeah.
Where he had like and he's tried to like there was a year there where he was trying to be like the new like Hugh Hefner, and like that's pretty gross to me. And
for sure.
And
might have been all right in the 80s, but
right. But like, no. So, but that shirt, I saw him. God, that would have been 2001. I think I saw him on tour. So he was playing with like Corey Feldman and the Truth Movement, and that's when he was like serious. Like he was trying to make music happen.
That was the Ascension Millennium era.
No. This is way before. Ascension Millennium is like a couple years ago. I'm saying that shirt.
The shirt that you wore on the Chopstick shows.
That's from like 2001,
and you got it at a Corey Feldman show.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
He came through Portland. I was able to go see him. It was not full, and there was certainly there was definitely kind of it was kind of like it is now. There was like half the people were there, I think, to like curious, and I think half the people were there kind of in a mean-spirited way.
Right.
Now, the Limp Bizkit stuff, I've seen a lot of the clips, and it's like I said, he doesn't make it easy.
Okay, so this is what I want to talk to you about,
Yeah.
because there's a whole viral phenomenon of stuff like him hitting his face with the microphone accidentally, or just the comedic error of some of the performance things, like the keyboard isn't working and then he has a meltdown on stage. And so I don't know on your feed, but in my feed, I'm getting like, Corey Feldman meltdown on stage, you know, and it's all these little viral clips. Are you familiar with Justin Hawkins from The Darkness, the lead singer of The Darkness?
Not super. I know the band, but I'm not familiar. Yeah.
So last year they had a little online thing, and he's got a great podcast. It's called Justin Hawkins Rides Again. And he has a very, I think, interesting take on this. Like, what if it is performance art? Like, what this would be considered one of the greatest performance art masterpieces of all time, because it's so believable. And I just wanted to play a little clip. I don't know. I don't even know if I have it queued up at the right spot, but take a look at this. I'll play like a minute of it. See what you think.
But it's acting. You know what I mean?
He punches the skin.
I love it when he gets it wrong as well. It's just, it's fucking brilliant. This is so well observed. I mean, it's genius is what it is.
Again, he's back into it.
Oh. Can you hear me? Please turn down the house lights.
I mean, there is an argument that he might just be sort of so fired up with the adrenaline of this performance that he just wants it to be right, and he'll stop at nothing to make sure that it becomes right.
So he's got this brilliant argument, like because like they were going back and forth. Corey Feldman was knocking on Justin, and Justin was responding. It was fascinating to watch as a fan. But he had a great thing. Like, what if it is? What if it is the greatest performance art in the world? And just as I'm like, I gotta ask Eric about this, because what if, what is Eric's take? And as a genuine Corey Feldman fan,
as a longtime Corey supporter, I wish it was, and I can tell you with confidence, he's not that clever.
Okay,
right? And
there you go.
And that's kind of been the hard part to watch with both of them is Corey Feldman especially cannot see himself for what he is. So like, all that kind of stuff he was doing when I saw him in 2001, and this is before that would even be a concept, right? Like him being super self-serious as a goof would not be a thing that could go viral, right? And so like, and going back in time, I mean, he was still dancing like Michael Jackson in like 1997 when that could not have been more uncool,
right?
But there was no reward for that other than people just being like, that's super uncool. Like, hate watching didn't exist for views back then. Right. So, and that's been the hard part with him is like, people try to give him chances, but he's not that clever. How else to put it? And Haim was R.I.P. Corey Haim. He was the same way where like he was stuck, right? He was stuck in 1988 for better or for worse forever. And like, you watch stuff of them, especially in the 90s. I think that's why it was so fascinating. I can't think of another time since then that culture took such a hard shift from one thing to another.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating watching these guys that were peak one culture get left behind, but they couldn't let it go.
Right.
So like they're still trying a lot of their 80s tropes and hair and moves and dance that were just like immediately uncool, But no, I've heard that argument. I wish Feldman was doing this genius, this Andy Kaufman-esque
exactly,
bit.
Yeah.
I wish that was the case.
Okay,
I don't see it.
I mean, I guess
because honestly, he's such an egomaniac that if he was, he could not resist telling
the temptation,
you. Yes,
right?
He would have already come out and said it because his ego is so strong. But no, I mean, he is literally hitting himself in the teeth with the mic on accident. I've seen other things like that of him yelling at stage. He takes himself extremely seriously,
right? And
he always has, which is why it's hard to like him. He's never seen the joke, or he's never been in on why some people like him.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I saw him a couple years ago on the Ascension Millennium, and he's still busting out the Michael Jackson stuff. And it's like, he doesn't get it.
He feels the need to go out there and perform, and because he loves to do it.
Yeah.
That's enough. Like the value in that, just from the standpoint of like, not being afraid to go out there and make an ass out of yourself, And
it's admirable in a way, right? It's awesome. I feel bad for him because I feel like he really wants accolades and he wants attention. And if he was capable of leaning into who he is, then I think he would get that. But what keeps him from getting that is he doesn't get it, right? Yeah. He thinks people are really going to see that he's truly a musical genius. Like,
it's like me with 525 Records. Like one day you're going to realize, how great this is. Well, it's been another epic podcast. It always is with Biff Pocoroba, legendary file sizes for these podcasts. Thanks for listening. If you're still with us,
that's right.
SlyRecords.com.
Yep.
For all good things. And
you can also look us up on SlyRecords.com and also the Sly Records Bandcamp.
If you want to hear all the juicy cuts.
That's
and then 525 Records, of course, 525records.com. Check it out. The Andrew Leach record is up there. That's the latest thing that we put out. Super, super proud of that. Take a listen to it. Very unique. He died tragically last year, and it's been a real honor to be able to honor his legacy with him and his brother, Jerry, putting that record out. That record means the world to me. It's really, really good. Go take a listen to Andrew Leach, Sentimentally Ill, on 525records.com. Hit the SlyRecords.com, Sly Records Bandcamp, and of course, don't forget the Wockenfuss YouTube channel. It's got awesome videos, all the prolific albums that Brad puts out. I mean, I don't know how he finds time to do this stuff. It's incredible. He's got a Halloween song too that just came out, so check all that out.
And don't miss your opportunity to go to Cascadia Archives. There's only a few pretty to look at records left from what I understand, and you can hold a piece of Salem, Oregon. I believe he calls it bedroom pop history. So there you go.
Yes, the Cascadia Archives.
And I don't know if I mentioned it here, but David had it remastered, and so a lot of the tape hiss is gone. So the quality of the songs are better, but they're still charming.
Yeah, you got to get me in touch with him. I'm dying to talk to him about all the stuff he's doing and processes, and he's definitely an incredible dude doing all that stuff.
He's really, a go-getter,
really cool.
Man.
I cannot wait to get my hands on a Hostile Faction LP, and it's going to be awesome. So thanks for listening, everybody. Until next time, 525 Records Podcast. Eric Bush, thanks again. Thanks for doing the podcast, and we'll talk to you next time. Until then, peace.
Peace.